All right, here are the examples of some personal brands that I think you'll be familiar with. I've included a number of different variations so that you can really get an understanding of how this communication works. And I've also shared my personal brand, the evolved one that I've built over the years. And I've actually changed it until I've got the one that I'm currently using right now. So let's take a look. The first example is Cody Sanchez. So she's actually really good because she's approached things from a very different mindset and very different perspective than most gurus in the space or than most business operators in the space. Her entire pain point for her target ICP is if you're struggling to build $1 million business, it's because you're focusing on the wrong things. Now, the wrong things are not the tactics and strategies. The wrong things are you're focusing on a competitive market like a technology company, an AI startup, or a software business. And really, if you want to build wealth, the unsexy businesses are where wealth is made. That's her perspective. Now, how she actually teaches you about unsexy businesses is she says, laundromats, ice vendors, driveway businesses, these types of businesses are hidden in plain sight, and this is where you can make good wealth and you can make great wealth and you can actually achieve your multi-million dollar, empire goals. Now, what she actually gives you is if you want to learn her strategies for building wealth with boring businesses, she can help you and her team will do it, or she can teach you and you can learn directly from her. And the pleasure, the takeaway, the transformation that you're going to get is you'll save time, you'll make more money, and you'll build your wealth without competing the hard way. So this is how Cody Sanchez communicates her message. You're going to see this every YouTube video, every time she gets on stage, every time she's addressing questions. She's always talking about it from this perspective of pain, the why she's focusing on what she's focusing on, how she focuses on the things she focuses on, the end result of what you're going to get, and then the pleasure that you're going to get from focusing on boring businesses and having a lot of time back or having a lifestyle. So that's Cody Sanchez. Let's take a look at Gary Vaynerchuk, because he actually is also a great example. He started way back in the day, so he's an OG in the space, but he actually took a very interesting perspective on his marketing agency. So his perspective was, if you're a large brand who's struggling to stay relevant, or any brand really who's struggling to market to customers and stay relevant, the world has shifted from traditional ads to content and attention. That's the pain that you're experiencing. You're experiencing, hey, my ads are not working. Hey, I'm a large brand. I'm becoming irrelevant in the market. That's pain. So why he's focusing on this is, and why he has his agency is, he believes that attention is the new currency and you need to have it in order to do well with your business. He wrote a book called The Attention Economy. He's written multiple books, but he's literally writing books about what he believes in and why he believes in this. Now, how his agency and how he approaches things is through social media and content. That's how you get attention. And you give away value before you ask for the sale. He wrote a book on this as well. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. So this is how he communicates. Now, what you actually get and what he actually delivers is a marketing agency, VaynerMedia, that helps you get attention the right way in his books, in his perspective, so that you can sell more of your product or your service. And the pleasure you're going to get is you're going to scale your brand, engage with the next generation of customers, and you won't be irrelevant. So this is how Gary Vaynerchuk speaks. And you will notice that again in his YouTube videos, in his content, his TikToks, etc. He's always talking about getting attention, how to stay relevant, experimenting with new platforms, social media, content, etc. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, Alex Hormozi is another massive brand, and he talks about things in a different way. He focuses on the pain of building a business, and he says, hey, look, if you're building a business, it's hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a hard thing to accomplish. You have to have the right tactics at the right time to really get results. Right tactics, the right strategy, the right timing. So what he believes is in no BS tactical business advice and giving away his strategic insight for free. That's what he believes. And he believes that if you have no BS tactical insight, then you're going to get value. You're going to build a better business. So how he actually gives you that insight and that advice is through his content, where he gives you the exact tactics, the strategy, and insights in his no BS approach, and that's how he approaches his business. Now, what he actually offers is he has a company, acquisition.com, that helps businesses scale through no BS tactical business strategy and advice. And that's what he's selling, is that engagement with his agency, with his consultancy. But he does it in a way where he communicates the pain of what you're going through, why he believes that solving this pain, or why he believes this pain is important to resolve, and why he takes his approach to it, and how he actually takes that approach. And then what you actually will eventually get once you're in his ecosystem is you'll sign up to his agency and you'll work with him. Now, the pleasure you get by working with him, he's also very clear with. He says that if you're building a business, we'll help you build more revenue, scale up your business, and hit the goals you actually want. He's not talking about lifestyle. He's not talking about buying back your time. He's not talking about making impact in the world. I'm sure he talks about that a little bit, but that's not his main thesis. His main thesis is, hey, if you want to scale your business and hit your revenue goals, here's the no BS business and tactical strategic advice to help you get there. Okay? That's how Alex Hormozi communicates. And again, you'll see that in all of his content, his shorts, his reels, everything. Here's mine, because I've evolved it over the years. So as you might know, I used to be in the Web3 space, fintech space. I've helped a number of clients scale there, and I've shifted my message over the years. So this is what my message is all about. If you're building a consultancy or an agency, or you're a founder and you're struggling to grow, it's because you don't have the right systems in place. This is something that I've actually realized over my multiple decades of doing business. And it's something that I have really come to love and like, and I think this is how you really move the needle forward, is by implementing systems into your consultancy or your agency. Why? I just explained it. Systems are the driver behind business growth, behind profitability, and really behind getting your time back. So how do I actually do this? Well, I look at the bottlenecks in your business, and then I build specific systems, or a team builds specific systems, and we use AI in those systems sometimes to help you unlock that bottleneck and focus on other things. So we look at the biggest bottlenecks, implement systems, implement AI systems, and then unlock these bottlenecks. What do you actually get? Well, I actually work with agency owners, founders, and consultancies to leverage systems, tools, and AI to grow their business. And so I put those systems into your business so you can expand and grow, and you don't need to pay us for the next 10 years. So that's what I do. Now, the pleasure of that is you'll scale your earning power and you'll grow your business while getting the same or better results that you're getting right now, and you'll get your time back. And so now that time back, you can then decide what you want to do with it, but you've got some time back because now you're not responsible for everything. It's not all landing on your shoulders. And so this is how I'm communicating my brand message. And you'll see this in my videos. You'll see this when I get on podcasts. You'll see me talk about systems. You'll see me talk about specifically AI systems a lot of the times, because that's where I'm focused. And those AI systems help you accomplish certain goals, etc. So this is how I'm communicating. Now, you can take ideas and insights from all of these things. Because when you look at Alex Hormozi's content, when you look at Gary Vaynerchuk's content, when you look at Cody Sanchez's content, you're going to start seeing these patterns show up over and over again. Now, there's a system, a way to actually uncover the pain points, your why, your how, your what, the pleasure, how you actually start to communicate this. Of course, there's a system for that. This is a system that I use. Now, of course, there's a system for how you identify the pain, how you actually start to identify what your target ICP is, the pleasure, and how you start to communicate in this type of way for your brand or your personal brand. But that's something that obviously I do with clients and with our inner circle. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll give you the details on how you can get involved in one of those things. For this though, you have a ton of great insights on how personal brands communicate their brand message and how they actually communicate in this way of explaining the pain or targeting the pain of their ICP, then explaining why they believe what they believe and how that impacts their entire business offering or their entire consultancy offering, how they do their business and what you actually get and the pleasure that you will actually get from it. So definitely take a look at some of their content and leverage some of these insights into your brand message. And then once you have that, you've got to distribute it across all of your assets so that this brand message is consistent on everything from social media to emails to your website to your sales material to when you speak on podcasts. It's consistent across the board. And that's how you start to, again, target that ICP and get more traffic to your business, to your consultancy or your agency. And that's how you start to grow your business and unlock that first blocker in the marketing, which is your brand message. I'll see you on the next video.